I have a channeled message for Divine Masculine Collective. I'm speaking to a masculine energy who is currently really caught up in their head, who's gone through a lot of trauma, deep heartache. I'm really feeling like there's this sense of anger and frustration. This is someone who have gone through a breakup, gone through a divorce, had really scary health issues. There's just this feeling of deep abandonment. There's this feeling of grief and like mourning a loss. And I feel like the dark days were so freaking dark that you couldn't find the silver lining. There's this feeling of layered darkness where things just snowballed. I'm seeing you in a hoodie and like head down, hands in pocket, just disbelief of what life is and how it just doesn't feel real. I feel like during this time of reflection that you were forced into, you really did a lot of soul searching, or at least you were forced to start questioning your past actions, the way you interacted with people, the way you had held yourself in certain relationships, whether it be romantically, whether it be with family, with friends, at work. This is someone who may not have been as concerned with how their actions impacted other people. I'm seeing that there's this karmic feeling that you kind of had to experience. It's almost this mirror effect of during this hardship, you perhaps caught a glimpse of how you might have treated someone else prior to the chaos. And that was just like such a rude awakening. It really caused you to move these like masks that you were wearing. It really made you question yourself, how you want to show up now moving forward. I feel like there's this rebirth, there's this renewal, there's this feeling of like being given a second chance at life again, or not taking life for granted, but just like the feelings and the emotions are just so dark and so deep. 2121 could be very significant. It's just this feeling of suffering, this feeling of being good enough, not feeling good enough. And I feel like there's a lot of things that had happened in childhood, whether it's abandonment, parents weren't available, your caretakers weren't available. There's this feeling of not truly being able to be a kid and having to like stow away parts of yourself. Stow away, that's weird. Stow. I'm not like the type to use that word. Like maybe you used to hide, and like I'm seeing someone like hiding in like under the stairwell in their house. But I feel like you've had to lock your feelings away for a very long time. And because of the chaos that has unfolded, because of the trauma that you endured, just like shit hit the fan and everything just like Pandora's box sort of thing. Feeling of like when you were removing these different masks, the facades that you were wearing, the masks that people were wearing or are wearing around you, there's this feeling of like now filing through everything and redefining your beliefs. Because there's this level of expectation that I feel like you might have carried and is still burdening you. This feeling of who you used to be prior to everything and how that may not translate now. There's this feeling of your angels just wanting you to remember that you're not the same person anymore, and that's okay. And that's okay. Be gentle with yourself, be kind, be patient. Because if you're wanting to get over into this King of Cups where you are the master of your emotions, there's this quiet confidence, there's this feeling of just being so in touch with your emotional side that you don't really waver emotionally because you've come the uncomfortability with reflecting, removing layers of yourself that you've hid from the world, lowering boundaries, lowering walls. There's this feeling of being confident and so secure in who you are. Angels are showing me that you went through a significant rebirth sometime in the spring. I feel like there is actually a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, who you've got your eyes on. It's giving, I've only got eyes for you. And like there is this reunion on the precipice, but there's this feeling of perhaps being threatened or feeling like you're just not where you want to be or where you should be, or feeling embarrassed and unsure of how to come back. An element of ghosting, might be worried of showing up as cowardly. And angels are saying that with this person, I feel like there's this youthfulness, whether you guys met in childhood, whether you guys have children together, whether you want children, there's just this playful, fun energy between you two. It's like they're your key, or at least a puzzle piece to accelerating, getting to this King of Cups, getting to this state of emotional regulation. Because especially in childhood, if you weren't taught how to self-soothe, how to emotionally regulate those things, you know, it's like you're not quite equipped with all of those tools. It's this feeling of embracing the past, choosing peace, because everything is about choice. We can make radical change and radical choice to elevate our frequency and see immediate change. And mind you, immediate change is different for every person. Divine timing is always at play. But what I am seeing here is this sense of childlike wonder. Angels are telling me that it's so good that you aired out the dirty laundry, and that it's important to air out dirty laundry. It's like that Bob Marley quote, we're all gonna get hurt. It's just a matter of making sure the person we get hurt for is worth it. That's life. Life's about learning, and life's too short, you know? It's time to play. It's time to have fun. So rewriting the narrative of your childhood is really important. Finding this sense of release, finding internal peace so that you can move forward, you can live a life of fullness with a beautiful partner. It's a good time to question and reflect, because what I'm seeing here is a beautiful rebirth by coming to terms with your past, accepting what, and the Serenity Prayer is coming in quite hot right now. But let's just quickly see what angels would like for you to know. Angels, what would this handsome, beautiful soul need to know at this time, angels? There's this feeling of like many of you must be experiencing some mother wounds, feminine wounds. And I get it. It's so hard fully stepping into yourself and being authentically you and exploring your emotional side, especially with societal such and so forth. I really feel like once you feel to heal, what I'm seeing is freedom and peace. Remember that love cannot exist at the same time as fear. Fear cannot exist when love is present. So when you're so concerned about the unknown, the secret to that is to shine love and light onto it. It'll cancel out. Be bold. Have fun again. You deserve it. You just have to choose it. It's all up to you. Angels want you to know. Accept where you are at this moment in time. Only then can you begin to move forward. Be clear about your intentions. This makes it easier for us and the universe to help you. Doors will open unexpectedly. Be ready. I know talking about emotions can be very uncomfortable, but the more you do it, you get used to it. And I just feel like you owe it to your younger self. You know, get out, go to the beach, go to the lake, mountains, go to the desert, wherever you feel called, or even just go for a walk. Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to feel. It's really true. We need to feel in order to heal. We can't go around it. We gotta go through it. You've got this. I'm sending you so much light and love. Toodaloos.